I know you've probably sat through a situation like this before. You walk into a presentation, sit down, the presenter begins with the title slide, the introduction slide, the slide that has all of his or her accreditations, accomplishments, background, and before the presenter is a minute into the presentation, you're bored out of your mind. I'm Jerry Sandusky. That's Jerry with a G, and in this video I'll show you a better way to begin a presentation than using a boring introductory slide. Mark Twain is credited for once writing a 3-page letter to a friend and getting to the end of the letter and adding the postscript that read, "Sorry, I wrote you such a long letter. Didn't have time to write you a shorter one." So many presenters fail to understand the lesson that Mark Twain grasped. Time is precious, and to make the most of your time as a presenter, you've got to do a little bit more work up front. And when it comes to your open, you can't just open with the boring PowerPoint introductory slide that says your name, the title of the talk, all of your accreditations, all of your accomplishments, all of your background. That is instant boredom to the audience, and before you've even begun, they've tuned you out. Here's a better way. You just experienced it. I didn't start with a boring PowerPoint slide. I told you a story. Stories, statistics, examples, anecdotes, anything that gets the audience's attention and breaks down the barriers. Remember, people go into a presentation and for the most part, they're not all that thrilled. For the most part, they think this is another dull presentation. So they come in a little bit wary. If you slam up an open introductory slide that they've seen 1,000 times before, 100 just like that, 1,000,000 like that, in the first couple of seconds of your presentation, the audience is click, tuning you out mentally. They're on their cell phone. They're doing anything because they think this is a waste of my time. But when you tell your audience a story, when you ask a question, when you have an exercise, when you get people involved, it breaks down some of the resistance barriers that people naturally bring to a presentation. After you've broken down those barriers, then you can bring up your introductory slide. Then you can tell the audience about you, who you are, the title of your talk, your background, why you are an authorized expert in this area. But if you do that first, you have it backwards. You see, the presentation is not about you. It's about your audience. Connect with your audience first, then do your introduction. If you get that around, all of a sudden people will suddenly be involved, they'll be caught up, they'll be in the flow of your presentation, and they won't be tuned out when they do see that introductory slide because they didn't see it first. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know some of the techniques you've used to help break the ice to get a presentation off to a faster start, and I'll share those with our audience in a future edition of The Rules of Engagement. For now, the hay's in the barn.